So obviously grazing animals need water as well. This particular field, there's a water trough in the hedge, so it can serve two fields. Cattle in here or cattle in the far field can both drink from it. So you can see it's in the middle of the hedge, so there's a portion of it in each half of the field. The water supply is piped in here, so there's a black pipe leading into the trough here. Underneath this cover then is a ball cock. I'll put my hand in. If you pull the ball cock down, you can hear the water starting to flow in. So when the animals drink, the water level drops, the ball cock drops down in the lower level of the water, opening the valve, allowing the water to flow in. Once it's full again, then the ball cock goes back to being level, closes off the valve, and that avoids the trough overflowing. And you can see as well, this has been cleaned recently, so the water in it is nice and clean. There's no larvae in there. Sometimes you'll see little red larvae, which are midge larvae. So it's no harm to periodically clean out the water trough and just make sure the animals have plentiful supply of fresh water to drink. So this is an apple tree. It grows nice eaten apples in the autumn time. At the moment it's in flower, and it's just a reminder of just how valuable flowering plants are for pollinators. So looking up through this tree, you can hear all the insects buzzing around in it, and looking at it, there's bumblebees, there's honeybees, there's solitary bees, there's a variety of different fly species, all buzzing around making use of the pollen and the nectar, so they can, and they'll eat that, and then they're also pollinating the plant. Apple trees, most of them need at least one other tree to be in flower at the same time. They don't self-fertilise, so you can see there's another tree over there to the left. That's a Beauty of Bath, another Eton variety. This tree here is heavily in bloom, and then the one beyond it, you can see there's blooms on that as well. Again, this is a really old orchard. It's over 100 years old, and whoever planted it knew what they were doing, because what we'll find is that tree there on the left at the top of the orchard flowers first, followed by this one, which is in full flower now. The two to the right of it are coming into flower, and then down beyond it at the end of the orchard there's two apple trees that haven't yet fully flowered. So whoever planted this orchard 100 plus years ago knew what they were doing, and they sequenced the apple trees and varieties so that they'd flower in sequence. And you can see here now there's a lovely buff-tailed bumblebee queen gathering some pollen and nectar from the flowers. Now, I didn't find too many poisonous plants to show you on that walk, which is probably not surprising because it's active farmland, so we're not in the habit of planting or encouraging them. But in front of my granny's old house, you can see these two ornamental yew trees. Very, very old, you know, probably 100 plus years old at this stage, and been trimmed to keep them in shape. But yew is one of the most poisonous plants that there are. Every single bit of it is poisonous. The leaves, the bark, the flowers, the berries. It has this evergreen, small, fine leaves. You can see on the ground here dead needles as well. It has whitish flowers and red berries later in the year. It's so poisonous, it's associated with death, so it's traditionally planted in graveyards. Don't know why we have either here, as you say. The good thing about it is most animals won't eat it. It appears to be bitter, and they generally don't voluntarily ingest it, so hasn't caused any problems here in the front garden. The other thing, I don't know if you can hear it, but it is actually full of birds' nests, so it does have a purpose. It's quite a dense tree, and birds like to nest in it because it gives them protection. So if we look up into it, I think there's some ivy in here as well, and I can hear an annoyed blackbird at the top of the tree because I'm near his nest. So even this poisonous plant does have a value in the ecosystem, which is as a nesting site for birds. Okay, so that's a little stroll around some fields and just some plants to be aware of and think about in relation to looking after your large animal patients and the pastures associated with them. I'm going to leave it at that now. Hopefully you managed okay with the shaky camera work. David Attenborough has nothing to worry about, but if you have any questions on this, you can pop a query to me on the Moodle forum. So thanks very much, all the best.